I'm going to analyze the conjugate heat transfer. Okay, and in this I will show you how we can simulate the solid conduction, or sorry, conduction in solid parts, and natural convection of uh, due to heated air. Okay, and here I'm going to model the heat dissipation from hot electronics components which are fitted in the PCB, that is printed circuit board. Okay, and heats are uh, dissipated via finned heat sink. Okay, now I will open ANSYS Fluent. Directly I am going to open the Fluent. Okay, so I will click on start in ANSYS 21. Here I am not going to open the workbench. What I am going to do, I am going to open the Fluent, that is Fluent 2021 R1. Okay, now we'll wait for opening of this. Now here it has this window. Now here my model is 3D, so I'm going to select the 3D option, double precision, and I'm going to select display mesh after reading. Okay, and after that I'm going to click on OK button or start button. Now it is going to start the Fluent. It has started. Now see here, without any file, when we open the Fluent, it will be opened in the mesh window and like this window. Now I have to import the file, or I have to read the mesh. So I will go to the file, read mesh file. Okay. Now after that it is opening the browser. Now I am going to open file, mesh file. Now this is heat sink mesh file. I will click OK. Now it is opening, that is mesh file. Now see here, this is a mesh file we have opened. Now if you observe these options are different options. Okay, these are not our regular options because we have opened it in mesh, that is Fluent mesh window. Okay, now we have to switch to the solution. Here we have option, that is solution. Under solution we have switch to the solution. Click on this. Now it is asking ensure the mesh is valid for use solution mode, and the mesh check does not report any problem before switching to the solution mode. Now I will select yes button for switching to the solution mode. Now when we switch to the solution mode, you will get your default window. Okay, or your Fluent solution window. Fluent solution window. So here we can do the meshing in Fluent also. So the window which you have seen before, this window, that was Fluent meshing window. Okay, now it is a Fluent solution window. Now first I will check the what we can say, I will open the counseling. Just I will make the arrangement. Okay, first I will check the mesh. So I will click on here domain. In domain you have general option. In general you have check mesh. Now it is checked, you can see here it has checked. Okay, okay, it has checked. This is mesh check is done. After that I will change the temperature unit. Now temperature unit by default it is in Kelvin. Now I will change to the degree Celsius. Okay, so I will go to the units and I will set here temperature. Temperature I will select C here and close. Okay, after that here you see here this is mesh. You can see this mesh, but inner portion is not visible. Where is your PCB circuit? That is not visible. Where is the heat source? That is not visible. So I will make it in uh, line mode. For making it in line mode, what I have to do, I will go to the I will go to display. Here you have domain display. Now in display, what I will do, I will set only edges, and I will set here features. Now you see here what are these things. You can check this in inlet, outlet, walls. Okay, there are a lot of walls. Okay, that is your PCB wall, next source wall, wall board, everything is there. And then what I will do, you see here, I will click on display button. Now I will close this. Now you can see here this is your circuit board which is inside the which is inside this. You can see here this is circuit board. Okay, now now what I will do, I will start to uh, select the setting for the physics. Okay, so I will go to the setting of the physics. Next in solver I will set pressure based absolute and steady state. It is not transient problem. So then I will go to the energy. This is a heat transfer problem, so we have to uh, select the energy equation. So click on energy. Okay, now here we are not going for uh, viscous flow. We are assuming this as a laminar flow. Okay, and so we are not going to select any turbulent model here. Okay, now next one what I am going to do, I am going to define the materials. Now here there are different in convection we have to define the solids as well as fluids. Okay, now I will go to the setting of physics. Now first is air, and one more thing I want to tell you here. Here this air, uh, this air density of this air I am going to select as a uh, incompressible ideal gas. Why? Because in most natural convection problems, the change of density with temperature drives the flow. The change in pressure over the domain is minimum, and the effect on density is negligible, because here there is no change in the pressure, so density it is constant. Hence, we can assume this as a incompressible ideal gas. So here I can consider uh, density for incompressible ideal gas. Okay, and your ideal gas is air. Okay, and after that I'm going to click on change create edit. Okay, now here air properties have been changed. Now we have to go for solid properties. For creating the solid material there are three different types of materials. From where we have to create the solid materials I will tell you. For that purpose, by default there is aluminum, but we don't want aluminum. We want other materials. So for that purpose you click on fluent database. Fluent database. After that, here first material is copper. Now here in place of fluid you select the solid. In solid these are the materials. Okay, now here you have copper material. This is the copper material. Okay, now when we select the copper material it is going to display the properties of the copper. Okay, now I will keep these properties as it is and I will add this material. So for adding the material you click on copy button and close this. Okay, after that you will get here addition of the copper. Now in the same window I can add other materials. That means I can assign the properties and name for that material, and that material is for what we can say uh, for the parts, that is PCB, and that is FR4 material. So I'm going to change the name here. Suppose it is FR4, FR4. Okay. Now while adding these materials, here copper is already there, and we want copper plus this material. For adding this material, you remove this chemical formula. It is not in the Fluent database. It is a separate material. So remove this chemical formula. Okay. Now, now what you have to do? You define the properties of that. You define the properties for that. Okay, that is FR4. Now here its density is 1250. Then specific heat it is 1300, and here thermal conductivity is 0.35. Okay, 5. Now click on change or create. Now it will show this message. What is meaning of this message I will tell you. See here if we select the yes, then uh, the copper will be removed by this FR4, but I want copper as well as this FR4. So uh, when we want to create the new material from the old material, you have to click on no button. Okay, no button. When we click on no button, your additional material will be added here. You can see this fluent solid materials. Here you have aluminum is default material, copper we have added, as well as FR4 also we have added. Now next material I am going to add, and that material is uh, suppose that is one is component, and it is for uh, heat sink. Okay, that is suppose I'm not giving any new name. I am going to give name for that material as a component. Now I will remove the chemical formula, and I am going to define the sorry properties. Suppose 1900, and this specific heat it is 795, and this one is thermal conductivity suppose 10. Okay, 10, and again I will click on create edit, and again I will press no button. Now you can see here we have these four materials. Now in Fluent database it contains the basic properties for many materials. and these are generally standard values, but we have to check this suitable before proceeding. Okay, it is easy to easy to copy the material from database, and you can add that material. Okay, now after adding, these are the materials sufficient. After adding these materials, I will close this. Now next one.
I done that. Yes, then it will going to create a two copies of material.
Yes. Two, I will show you again. I will show you materials. You can see here we have created uh, aluminum is default material. We have taken the copper from the Fluent database. Okay, and this component and FR4 we have created as per our requirement. Okay, as per our required properties, which are not available in the Fluent database. Have you got it? Yes. Hello, Nitesh, have you got it?
You can create a custom also, like new one.
Which? Yes, I'm not getting your question.
We can also create a custom on this.
Customize.
That means custom material, like uh
Yes. As here custom material, that type of concept is not there. Custom material means what? What is meaning of custom material? What you want to ask?
since I'm only asking that if I so if I done yes, then you have done the right no to
Yes,
create.
yes. That means here no means what? That old material is as it is, and a new material is added in your Fluent database. That means new material is added in your analysis. If you press yes button, then old material will be removed by the new material. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Next one, I will go to the setting of the operating conditions. Now I will click on operating conditions. Now in operating conditions, you see here, I will keep operating pressure as it is. And here, what I want to tell you, here we need the gravity effect, which is required for natural convection. Okay. Uh, here in many cases we are not considering the gravity effects. That option is inactive, but here I want to show you how to make or how to enable the gravity effect. I will click on gravity here. Okay, gravity. And gravity generally applied in the uh, negative y direction, so I will apply here gravitational acceleration. It is minus 9.81. Okay, and here I will click on specified density, and operating density I'm going to use here 1.11. Okay. Okay, now this operating condition I'm going to use. Here I have used the gravitational effect, and operating density of the fluid I'm going to use as 1.11. Okay, you have to remember this. This is the operating condition of uh, air. Okay, now I will click OK. Now after doing this, what you have to do? We have to define the cell zone conditions. Now in cell zone conditions, you click on this cell zone. Here what you will do, here you have to give the properties to, you check the properties of air just. Now you select this here, that is fluid, and click on edit. Click on edit. Now you see this one here. When we click on edit, now not necessary to select the master zone. Okay, now here,
So what zone, sir?
yes,
So then master zone.
master zone, it is not for this one, it is for what we can say walls. You can see here wall left, wall board and all these things. Am I right?
What that means, sir? If I put that wall left, then
Okay, I will tell you. If I select wall left, I have to select the solid for that now. Here we are defining the zone, that is zone condition, cell zone condition. What type of fluid or what type of material in that zone? Okay, that we are going to
okay,
define
sir.
here. Now here you keep air as it is and click on OK button. Not necessary to change anything. Okay, here it is. Here zone, this is a defined zone, and in this zone what type of fluid is there, that we have to define through this uh, fluid. Okay, it is known as a cell zone condition. After doing this, now you select the next, that is a solid board. Now you click on, now it is a solid, you click on edit. Now here, now after doing this, now you select the material here. Now we have defined a solid board, and here you have to define the material. Now what type of material here? Solid board, you have FR4. FR4. Okay, that means this solid board, which is represented by its name convention, that is made up of FR4. Okay, click OK here. Next one, after doing this, you go to the heat sink, and heat sink, it is made up of, it is also solid, it is made up of copper. Okay, and in place of this aluminum, you select the copper here. Now here, okay, I will tell you later. Click OK here. Now next is important thing. This is a solid heat source, and click on edit. Now we are going to apply the heat to this one. So what you have to do? Here, you define the material by component, and here you activate the source term. Why? Because we are going to add the source here. Now, after activating the source term, you click on source term here, and here number of sources. You click on edit button. Here it is only one source is there. So you select one, and when we select one, this one will be displayed here, and it is a constant source. It is not dependent source. It is constant source. And yesterday also I have given that type of constant source. It is in terms of the watt per meter cube. That is a, it is volumetric heating. And see here, actually power dissipated by this component is 75 watt, but volume is small, that is 0.11 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter cube. Hence your volumetric heating value will be more, and that value is suppose 635,000. Okay, and click OK. After that, you will get here one source is added here. Click OK here. After doing this, what you have to do? You go to the boundaries. Now here, click on the boundaries. Now first boundary, you select inlet, and here I am going to apply the inlet pressure. Here there is a zero pressure, that is atmospheric pressure, but I am going to apply the thermal condition. So I will go to the inlet pressure. Okay. Now when we select the inlet pressure, this window will be displayed. Now you go to the thermal and enter here 45 degree. Okay, enter here 45 degree, and it is a constant temperature. Click on apply button. Now close this. After that, I am going to apply the outlet temperature, that is pressure outlet. Edit. Now this is also 0 gauge pressure. Next, go to the thermal, and here also I am going to apply 45. Click OK. After doing this, now I have to apply the boundary conditions on walls. Now for that purpose, I am going to select this wall left, and this is the wall. Now here I am going to apply the heat flux. Okay, so I will click on edit. Now you keep this 0 stationary wall, no slip as it is, and you click on thermal, and you check only heat flux is equal to 0. Okay, we are not going to apply any temperature, any convection or anything. Here we are going to apply the heat flux equal to 0. Okay, after doing this, you select the wall right. Again do the same procedure. Thermal, heat flux 0, and again you select the wall top, edit. Here also you select the thermal and 0 heat flux.
You are applying 0 heat flux means this wall is not going to take part in convection.
0 heat, yes. Similarly, I will check this bottom wall board, edit. Here also I am going to apply 0 heat flux. Next, wall board side. Now wall heat sink, this wall heat sink, wall heat source, these are subjected to convection. Okay, one error is there. Okay, we'll check it. I will go to the cell zone, heat source, edit. Okay, heat source we have added, na? How much value I have added? I will check it. What is the value?
I think it's 625,000.
635,000, na? Am I right? 635,000.
62.
Yes, 635.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Click OK. One source array. I think I have done it. Why it is showing error? Okay, we'll check it. Here we have not added anything. Here also we have not added anything. Okay. After application of the boundary conditions, I will check the boundaries again. Inlet, pressure inlet, edit. Thermal is momentum. Okay, one error is there. What is that error? I will tell you. First I have added the pressure inlet. Then boundary condition is outlet. Edit. Now momentum. Here I have to change it to the from neighboring. Backflow direction specification. It should be from neighboring. Okay. It is showing the backflow direction from the neighboring cell. Okay. I will click OK. Next one. Next wall left already I have done. Heat flux I have applied everywhere. I have applied heat flux. Then I will create one point. For creating the point, I will go to the result. It is for checking the results. Okay. So in create, I will create the point. Create the point. Then I will give the name. It is for monitoring the result. Monitoring the result, and what we are going to monitor? We are going to monitor the temperature on all the things. Okay, monitor. Okay, I will write only monitoring point, and here I will give the x coordinate 0. You can see here you will get the point, and y coordinate is 0.5, and z coordinate is, okay, y coordinate I will use as a 0.15, and z coordinate is 0.05. Now see here, this is a point, and click on create. Why it is not creating? Okay, here I will enter the not negative, it is positive 0.05. Create. Now it is created. Okay. Now it is created. Now you go to the here, if you want to display this, you go to the display, and this, select this one and click on display. Now you can see here this point is displayed here. Okay, white color. Now after doing this, you go to the monitoring of the solution. Go to solution, and in solution you select volume report, and in volume report you select the volume average. And what we want to check? Volume average for the temperature, the static temperature, and here I am going to check the component temperature. Component temperature. Now I will use report file, what we can say, report file and report plot. And for heat source, okay, here we are going to monitor the temperature of this solid heat source. Okay, you can print to a console also. Click OK button here. Next one, after doing this, you go to the one more report definition, that is new, and this time it is surface report, and here we are using vertex average. Now here I am going to define the air temperature, and how it is changing, that I will show you. And here you select the vertex average, and again you select the field variable as temperature. Okay, temperature, and after that you select the where you want to monitor the temperature at this point. Select report file, report plot, click OK. Errors are increasing. Surface creation is failed. Something is wrong. I will check it. Then I will go to the definition. I will edit. Okay, we'll check it at the end. If it is not creating, then I will show you. Process is same. Next, you go to the method. Now in method, you select the pressure and this body force. Next, here momentum is second order, energy is also second order. Okay, I will keep as it is. I will keep pseudo transient also. Next, I will go to the initialization. Here I will set standard initialization. I will click on options. In options, start from the inlet. Okay, and click on initialize. It is not showing. Now we'll go to the run calculation. Here, time steps, I will define it as a 10. Then this I'm going to define as 1000. Number of iterations I'm going to use 150. Okay, and I will show you calculate. Okay, it is calculating. We'll wait for few minutes for getting the results. Till that, if you have doubt, you can ask me. See here, it will calculate. Yes. Yes.
Pseudo transient, sir.
Pseudo transient means it is not transient. It is in between transient and what we can say it is steady state. Okay.
What help us for that enabling that pseudo transient miss?
Here in maximum problems we are selecting this pseudo transient. Okay. That means for all steady state problems we are selecting this maximum. For some situations we are not doing this.
Why?
Yes.
Why?
Why? If we select the pseudo transient, it will what we can say. I have already told you. That is, it is it is improve the convergence rate when we select the pseudo transient. Any other? This I have explained. Where is pseudo transient? I will show you that. You see this, Nitish?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you see here. Here this I have explained. Using the pseudo transient option with the pressure based coupled solver can lead to better convergence for meshes with high aspect ratio. Okay. That's why we are selecting pseudo transient for maximum case. If it is a transient, we are not going for that. If it is not a transient, it is a steady state, we will go for that. Okay. Now here these are the conversions. You see these residuals, they are converging. Now this is a component temperature. Now it is also converging, and this is your vertex temperature. That is at point, the point which we have taken near to a source. Okay. Now when it is converged, that will give the result. Solution is over. Okay. I will click OK. Now we'll check the results. Now I will save this file. File, write case and data file. I will save it on desktop. Okay. Now you see the flux. Now in it is writing, it has written the results. Okay. Now I will go to the results. First results. Now in results I will check the flux. Where is flux? In reports, here flux. Now here you want to check the flux reports. For you select the mass flow rate and select the boundaries at which you want to check the flux. I will check at inlet and outlet and click on compute. You can see here both are exactly same, only 3 into 10 raised to minus 7, that is the difference. Okay, means your solution is or your verification is same. Now I will check the total heat transfer report and I will select all the things. Okay, and you click on compute. It is calculating the at walls. Okay, you see here it is showing 0 here where we have specified. Okay, now this one here you have specified the 0. Now it is calculating this heat source. Okay, after that I will close this flux report. Now I will create one surface. Now for that purpose I am going to create the iso surface. Create. Now here you have option iso surface. Now you give the name for that surface. Here I am going to check, see this mesh. Then I will keep x coordinate 0. Here I will give the name x0. Okay, and then I'm not going to select any boundary because I'm not going to create the surface on the boundary. I'm going to create the new surface where it is at location of that surface is at x is equal to 0. At x is equal to 0. So I will click on create button. Now it is created. I will close this. Next, I will check the vector plot. On this, I will go to the vectors, and then I will click on edit button, and I'm going to select draw mesh. Now here we need to display the mesh. Okay, now I will select the inlet and outlet. Here I'm going to select inlet and outlet. Okay, inlet and outlet boundary conditions, and here I will click on display button. Here it is. It is visible, but it is out of the boundary. You see this? These are the isosurface. Now close this, and now in the vectors, now I will select here 5 for scale, 5 for scale, and for skip I will use 2. Okay, and list of surfaces, here I will set this one. Okay, and here I will set temperature. Okay, and I will click on display. You can see here. Okay, it is very big. It is bigger. Sorry. Now here you will get the values. You can see here. I will reduce the scale, and I will click on display button. You can see here. Okay. Now you can display the vectors for other parameters also. That is, suppose pressure. Okay, we will check it. Velocity. Next. Okay. Okay, I will show you other results. Next, what I will do, I will go to the contour plot, click on new button. I will change it to the temperature, static temperature, and I will select. Okay, anywhere you can select. Here I will click on display button. It is at one location. Now where I have to select? I will select on heat source sink. Here it is. You can see here. This is like this. You can see here. You see this? You see this temperature near to this heat source. Now you select this wall and say display. You can see here. Here, this is the temperature flow. Okay. Now here you have maximum temperature. It is like this. I will try to open this in CFD post. Okay, I will save this file, write case and data. Okay. Okay, we'll check whether it is opening in that CFD post or not. Okay, what I will do, is it saved like appropriate manner? We'll check it. It is not saved. It will not be opened in the what we can say in our CFD. Okay, I will export to CFD post. CFD post. Okay, write CFD post. Now here I will click on write. Now here heat sink. Okay. Now I will close it. Now I will open the CFD post. It is I will go to the ANSYS Fluent again, and I will open CFD post. Where is CFD post? This one. Here, this is new version. That's why it is showing the problem. It has opened. You can see here. Now I will plot the results. Okay. Now what I will do, I will go to the I will create one plane that is insert plane. Where is location? Plane. I will click on OK button. Now I will change it to the YZ plane. Okay, and click on apply button. Now this plane we have created. Plane. Okay. Now I will go to on the plane. I will activate this. On the plane, I will go to color tab, and here I am going to set variable, and here I am going to select okay variable. No temperature variable. Why it is not working? Wall heat flux. I will click here. You see here wall heat flux is coming here. Now we'll check here. Okay. Now this is wall heat flux. Now can we go for the contour one? Now it is over the plane. Okay, this is heat transfer coefficient. I will hide the contour. Or now results are not loaded. Some results are not loaded here. Okay. Now in this way we can do the analysis of cooling system or convection. Okay. Any doubt here? This is your inlet, this one is outlet, and only heat flux is loaded here. Okay, temperature, we need to load the results. How we can load the results? For that purpose, you go to the file and load results and select as that file, this one, open, no, it will check it, file, load results, okay. Till it has not loaded the results. Okay. These results I will show you tomorrow. Okay. Now I will stop here. If you have doubt, you can ask me.